Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Jimmy John's Field on this beautiful Wednesday night for baseball on the USPBL YouTube channel. Tonight, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers will take on the Westside Woolly Mammoths in this Western Division showdown. Hi, everybody. My name is Leo Ortel, broadcasting solo tonight on Peanut and Gluten-Free Night and 2-for-1 Wednesday here at Jimmy John's Field. The Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers enter the ballgame in third place in the standings with an 18-16 record. They played their last game on Thursday against the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and collected a 7-4 victory. In that game, their starting pitcher Garrett Crispin threw 7 innings of scoreless baseball, and the team had a good offensive day, collecting 11 hits. They are well rested entering the game tonight and will look to build on that victory, with Chris Newell giving the left-hander Jerry Salisbury the start for the first time since June 22nd. Salisbury owns a 2-3 record over 42 innings of work and a 3.43 ERA, as well as 39 strikeouts to 13 walks, a really good ratio. After dealing with some shoulder trouble for the past month, Salisbury made his last 2 appearances in relief to transition back into relieving, but he is ready to go tonight. The Westside Woolly Mammoths enter the ballgame on the other end in second place in the standings with a 21-17 record. They're coming off a tough 5-1 loss against the Utica Unicorns on Saturday, in which Ty Hensley dominated the league's best offense in that start with 7 innings of 1-run ball that included 7 strikeouts, where the Mammoths put up just 5 hits over 9 innings. Tonight, Thomas Muratori will make his 6th start of the season and his 21st appearance overall. The New York native has the league's 4th best ERA at the 2.44 mark and 40 strikeouts to 17 walks over 44 1/3 innings of work. After 5 scoreless innings in a start against the Mammoths last week, Muratori will look to continue his success, and it's an interesting story too for Muratori because he started off this season as mainly a starting pitcher for Westside, but because they've had guys like Matt Cronin step up of late, Muratori transitioned into that relief role, but he has posted good numbers there, so it's good to see him back in the starting position for another one. Offensively, it is clear that the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and Westside Woolly Mammoths are the 2 best offensive teams in the league. The 2 teams are among the top ranks in batting average and on-base percentage, and there are countless players that crack the league's leaders page among the Beavers and Mammoths. And now to talk about some of these players, let's get into tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, it'll be Alec Oland leading off and playing right field, as he is usually in this leadoff spot now in Chris Newell's lineups. Anthony Maselli, the shortstop, will be in the 2nd spot, 7th in the league in average. He's done a nice job since coming in from Boston College. Ross Haffey will bat 3rd. He'll play first base, as he's tied for 2nd in home runs and also ranks 3rd in the league in RBIs. Adam Gauthier, also among the league leaders, 1st in RBIs with 28, also 4th in batting average with a 314 mark, will be in the 4th spot, and of course behind the plate, along with his battery mate Jerry Salisbury on the mound. Jack Haranek will be in the 5 spot. He'll be the DH tonight. TJ Ward playing 3rd. He'll be 6th as he ranks 5th in RBIs with 23. Justin Wiley, the product out of Arizona University, will be the 2nd baseman. He will bat 7th. Doug Trimble will make his USPBL debut in left field. Doug Trimble attended the University of Delaware, heralds from Rosemont, Pennsylvania, so he'll be in the outfield corner spot in left in this 8th spot. Nick Campana will be the center fielder, of course, for Birmingham Bloomfield, as he rounds out the bottom of this lineup. And now for the home team, the Westside Woolly Mammoths, Sonny Cortez will be back in the leadoff spot, playing 2nd base, 3rd in the league in average, 4th in RBIs, and also 2nd in stolen bases with 9. And speaking of stolen bases, Ryan Dobson, who's batting in the 2nd spot and playing shortstop tonight, is 1st in stolen bases with 12, as there's a ton of speed at the top of this Westside order. Will Johnson adds some power to the heart of this lineup. He's batting 3rd, and he'll be in left field tonight. Jake Polshin is 5th in the league in average. He's in the cleanup spot, and he'll be playing 3rd base. Dan Williams is in the 5 spot, backing up Polshin, as Williams will be playing first base tonight. Ethan Whisker One of the bats batting above 300 in this lineup, which there's 3 guys hitting above 300 with Polshin, Cortez, and Whisker. It's well distributed throughout the lineup, but Whisker ranks 6th in average and also 2nd in RBIs with 27. He'll be in right field tonight and batting 6th. Javon Shelby, it will be batting 7th. He'll be the DH, as we usually see him at third base, but the designated hitter tonight leads the league in home runs now with 8, setting himself apart from guys like Ross Haffey, who's in the Birmingham Bloomfield order. So at the top now in home runs, provides a big power spot in the bottom of this lineup. Jake Barbie is 8th in RBIs. He's got 20 on the season. He'll be catching tonight. And batting 8th is Drew Kitson, rounds out the bottom of this order. Of course, he'll be in center field, just coming back to us from an injury last week, and he's produced well. 2nd in the league in slugging percentage at .556, so excited to see what he can add to this lineup, as he's already hit a home run since returning. And once again, Thomas Muratori will deal against Jerry Salisbury tonight, the 2 starting pitchers, as the national anthem is about to get underway at Jimmy John's Field. We'll take a break and be back shortly with baseball coming up. First pitch when we come back. This is the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. The national anthem all said and done at Jimmy John's Field, and that means it's time for baseball. It'll be Thomas Muratori on the mound as he'll face off against the away team, the Birmingham Bloomfield lineup. Thomas Muratori, who, like I said, was a starter at the beginning of the season, has recently worked mostly in relief. He's made a couple of starts over the past month. The month of July, he made 1 start against Utica, in which he threw 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. He walked 2 and struck out 4. But his most recent start was a good one against Birmingham Bloomfield. He went 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, just 1 run. It was not earned. He only walked 2 and struck out 5. So Muratori only made 2 starts in the month of June, but he's kept that ERA at a very nice number, a 244 mark coming in, which is good for 4th in the league. He's got the 5th most innings pitched coming in as well at 44 1/3, and he has 40 strikeouts to 17 walks. He's a guy that's not going to walk a whole lot of batters, and he works with 5 pitches in his arsenal, a 2-seam fastball that he throws about 32% of the time, a 4-seam fastball that he'll use 27% of the time, and then he mixes in 3 off-speed pitches, the changeup at 16%, the slider at 14%, and then the curveball at 11%. So combined between his 2 fastballs, he throws those about 59% of the time, so not too high of a number, about where you want it to be, and he mixes in those 3 good off-speed pitches. He's not the hardest thrower out there on the mound, only will top out at about 90, but uses his off-speed stuff to his advantage, mixes it up well, and first pitch underway. Alec Oland swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. First pitch officially 7:04 p.m. Oland once again in this leadoff spot. He's only hitting 240, but he's had a good couple last games, coming off a 2-for-4 effort against the Eastside Diamond Hoppers on Thursday. He scored 2 runs as well and was hit by a pitch, so he has been getting on base pretty well. 322 on base percentage, which is below the team average at 352, but Chris Newell also likes his speed at the top of this order. Breaking ball there, missing for ball 1. Muratori deals the 1-1, grounded to the left side, and Polshin can't come up with it there. It's in the left field. We'll wait for the official ruling on that, but that should go down in the books as an E5 on Jake Polshin. And actually, it's going to be a hit, a pretty hard hit ball. They're going to be generous here, the scorekeepers that is, to Alec Oland. So he collects the single into left field, first batter of the game. And we'll go through quickly the Westside defensive lineup as Anthony Maselli comes to bat. It's Will Johnson in left, Drew Kitson in center, Ethan Whisker in right, across left to right in the infield, Jake Polshin as Muratori deals in strike 1 at 88, a fastball on the inside corner. It's Jake Polshin at third, Ryan Dobson and Sonny Cortez up the middle. Dan Williams is at first, and Jake Barbie is behind the plate. So an 0-1 count to Maselli, 7th in the league in average. Muratori keeping Alec Oland close on first. Oland is 3 for 5 on the base paths. Maselli the only one, along with Campana, ahead of Alec Oland as far as stolen bases on this team. Count even now at 1. Muratori misses with the breaking ball. Maselli not with a ton of power, doesn't have any home runs yet. Does have a double and a triple to his credit, but the outfield is ranged in quite a bit. The 1-1 grounded to the right side. Dobson, that's not Dobson, that's Sonny Cortez actually at second. He comes up with it and makes the play for out number 1. Fielder's choice recorded. Alec Oland moves up to second. Good range shown off from Sonny Cortez. Dobson would have been ready at second for a double play ball, but one that was hit a little bit too soft and also too far to the left side of Sonny Cortez. So Maselli retired with the fielder's choice. Runner in scoring position for Birmingham Bloomfield. Ross Haffey will come to bat. Breaking ball, first pitch that he sees, in there for called strike 1. Haffey comes in third in RBIs with 26. He's done a ton of damage since joining us in the USPBL. He's also tied for second in home runs with 7. He takes the 0-1, missing outside. 87 on the gun from Muratori, who, like I said, will top out at about 90 miles per hour. And will, on the low end of things, he'll work in the low 70s with some of his breaking stuff. The changeup, the slider, the curveball, his off-speed pitches. It's 2-1 on the Birmingham Bloomfield first baseman. The pitch, swung on, fouled off. Good breaking ball. Looked to be that slider on the outer half. Haffey also batting .288. He's been very consistent. He is coming off a pretty tough game, 1 for 5. He did score a run, but he struck out 3 times. The 2-2. Back to the breaking ball. Haffey's late on it this time. Kind of a last-minute swing attempt. Last-second effort at the pitch. Haffey also has the second best on-base percentage on the team at .422. The 2-2. Sent over to the right side. It's going to find a hole there in right center field. And easily is going to score the run. Alec Oland in to score. Extra bases for Ross Haffey. He drives in the first run of the game, and he gives Birmingham Bloomfield the 1-0 lead. A lot of room down that right field line. Ethan Whisker was ranged towards right center field as the ball found the corner. So overall, 6th double on the year for Haffey. Drives in his 27th run. Not the best start here for Muratori. Birmingham Bloomfield coming out swinging. Adam Gauthier takes the first pitch that he sees on the inside corner. Just missing at 73. Birmingham Bloomfield coming off a very tough game. The 1-0 misses. It's now 2-0. Actually, it was Westside coming off the tough game against Utica. The Beavers are coming off a 7-4 win against the Hoppers on Thursday, but they've had a lot of time off, so these batters haven't seen live pitching for quite some time, but seem to be all over Muratori to begin this game. And now Gauthier being pitched around. It's quickly a 3-0 count against him. So Muratori set, works out of the stretch with runners on, and when runners are not on, finally finds the strike zone there at 87. Gauthier comes in with the most RBIs in the league at 28, also the 4th best batting average at .314. He's been very consistent, pretty much above 300 all year. This one grounded to the left side. Dobson fields it, throws low. Good scoop by Williams at first to save that one. And that's going to be out number 2. So Gauthier grounds out. He's retired. Ross Haffey does not move up. He's still on second. It's going to be Jack Haranek, the designated hitter tonight. The lefty Haranek lays off the first pitch. Haranek's been used as both a pitcher and hitter this year. He's worked some relief innings for Birmingham Bloomfield and done a nice job when they've had some injury problems. He comes in 8th in average. Fouls off the 1-0. Haranek batting .298 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. He was 1 for 4 with a single against the Hoppers on Thursday. The 1-1, nowhere close. It skips up and over Jake Barbie behind home plate. Ross Haffey will easily take third. Muratori losing the grip on it. Haranek was 5th in the league in average last year, but has hit even better this year. He hit .277 in 2018 with 4 home runs. He also led the league in doubles with 14. And he's leading the league in doubles again this year. He's already got 10. So a lot of experience in the USPBL. The 2-1. Fouls it off. Kind of a late swing on the 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Muratori trying to work out of the jam, trying to keep it a 1-0 game. He'll try the 2-2 once more. Breaking ball on the outer half, drops it in there for a strike. Haranek fooled on that pitch, but undoubtedly a strike as Muratori tallies his first strikeout, but Birmingham Bloomfield does strike first. Ross Haffey gets the RBI double to drive in Alec Oland. We've got a 1-0 ball game after a half inning. It'll be Sonny Cortez, Ryan Dobson, Will Johnson, 1, 2, and 3, leading off for Westside to try to get back in it. You're watching the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back, everyone, to the USPBL YouTube channel. Sonny Cortez will face off against Jerry Salisbury, the lefty, who drops in strike one. 87-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside corner. Salisbury works with 5 pitches and works very quickly into the 0-1. Cortez showing bunt and lays it down, but pops it up. Foul. Quickly it's 0-2, but 5 pitches in the arsenal for Jerry Salisbury. He uses the two-seam fastball the most frequently at 70%. Drops in the curveball at 12%, the changeup at 9%, the slider at 6%, and then a rare four-seam fastball at 3%. Obviously a fastball pitcher, and Sonny Cortez will go down on strike, swinging late at the fastball. So a good start for Salisbury, who's been working in relief his past couple outings. He was dealing with some shoulder fatigue over the last month. He only made 2 appearances in the month of July through a combined 3 innings with 3 earned runs, only 1 walk and 6 strikeouts, so good strikeout numbers, which he's had all year. 39 strikeouts to 13 walks, over 42 innings. Salisbury's been one of the most consistent pitchers in this league. Ryan Dobson standing in, takes ball 1. But to kind of back up his consistency, Salisbury has a 3.43 ERA, which is 7th in the league. And after dealing with that shoulder trouble, obviously he had to throw a few relief innings just to get back into pitching, get back into his rhythm, but he's ready to go tonight. He will be pitch capped at 75 pitches, according to Chris Newell, so they will limit him, try to save his arm for the upcoming month, as he could play a big factor in the postseason, but it's great to see him back in the starting pitching role. The 1-2, Dobson fouls it off, 90 miles an hour. Salisbury will top out at about 91 with his fastball. The two-seamer, though, has great movement on it, and he goes to it 70% of the time. So as a hitter, it's always got to be in the back of your mind, but Salisbury's got 3 off-speed pitches to work with, too. Fastball again at 87. Dobson just gets a piece of it to stay alive. Dobson's 9th in the league in average at 296, and also first in stolen bases with 12. The former Arizona Diamondbacks organization product has fit in nicely at the top of this lineup. 1-2, lined to the shortstop, Maselli softly. He makes the catch, and quickly 2 up and 2 down. Good start for Jerry Salisbury. So here comes Will Johnson, the beer batter in tonight's game. Fans, if you're down in the bathrooms, up in the suites, you can enjoy $5 craft beers in the Zatuna Beer Garden. If Will Johnson gets a hit in one of his first 3 at-bats, good start to the at-bat for him. Takes the off-speed pitch outside, looked to be the changeup. Salisbury didn't get the grip he wanted. Back to the fastball here. It's 2-0. And we'll go through the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers defensive alignment. Doug Trimble making his USPBL debut. He's in left field. Nick Campana in center. Oland in right. TJ Ward, Anthony Maselli, Justin Wiley, Ross Haffey across the infield. Will Johnson sends one into right field. Alec Oland fields it and throws it in, but a good start here for Will Johnson, trying to put together a 2-out rally. And fans, you can now enjoy those beer specials in the Zatuna Craft Beer Garden because Will Johnson was able to get the hit. But to finish off this defensive alignment, it's Adam Gauthier, the battery mate, along with Jerry Salisbury. Gauthier doing the catching duties. So a single into right for Will Johnson. It's Jake Polshin standing in, 5th in the league in batting average. He's really had a good year. .313 average, 3 home runs, and 16 RBIs. But surprisingly has struggled against lefties, hitting just .204 for his first 20, which is surprising to see for a right-hander in the box. The 1-0 in there for called strike 1. Call being made by our home plate umpire, Gary Wagenschutz. Sal Giacomontonio is the infield ump. The 1-1 way outside. Salisbury still trying to use his off-speed stuff. Looked to be the changeup again, but can't find the command with it yet. The fastball is looking sharp. Polston coming off a 1-for-4 effort against the Unicorns. It was a very tough loss for the team. Back on Saturday, just 5 hits and 2 walks. Ty Hensley made a great start, perhaps the best of his professional career for Utica. And the Westside lineup, the best in the league, couldn't do much. Polshin rolls one over to the shortstop. Maselli flips to Wiley at second to get the easy force out. And the Mammoths get 1 hit, leave 1 man on. And Birmingham Bloomfield is in control in this ball game as they lead 1-0 after 1. We'll be right back on the USPBL YouTube channel. And we're through 1 at Jimmy John's Field. Birmingham Bloomfield out in front 1-0. TJ Ward will lead off against Thomas Muratori, out there for his second inning of work as he misses the inside fastball attempt. Muratori gave up the 1 run in the first. Oland led it off with a single, and 2 batters later, Ross Haffey drove him in with a double into right field down the line. So 2 hits, 1 run in the first for Birmingham Bloomfield. They left 1 on. There was 1 strikeout that ended the frame for Muratori. He caught Haranek looking on a breaking ball that he dropped in. Ward grounds 1 to third. Polshin has trouble with it but finds it. Throws to first, wide to the right, but Dan Williams stays on the bag at first. A nice effort all around for Jake Polshin to stay with it and for Williams to save him with that catch at first. So out number 1. So Ward is retired. It'll be Justin Wiley, the second baseman in this 7 spot. He attended San Diego State University for 3 years before moving on to Arizona University for 1 year. He takes ball 1. Wiley's only hitting .203 through 19 games, but he has 19 walks. Coming off an 0 for 3 game, had an RBI and 2 walks. So the bat really hasn't heated up yet for Wiley, who, when I talked to him a couple weeks ago, he said he likes to be pretty aggressive at the plate, but pitchers haven't given him much to hit so far, which is why he's drawn so many walks, which is definitely surprising to see because of his approach, but he does have pretty good discipline. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Looked to be the curveball for Muratori, his least used off-speed pitch. He only drops it in about 11% of the time, but that was a good one there. So 3 shakes for Muratori. Now he's ready for the 1-2. Changeup misses low and inside. Good take from Wiley. This is what he does. He puts up these good at-bats. Does have 2 home runs, too. 11 RBIs. The 2-2. Fastball misses just off the plate on the outer half. So full count for Justin Wiley. He's been in quite a few of these situations this year. Here comes the 3-2 from Muratori. Swung on. Wiley doesn't get a piece of it. It looks like he's going to take first on the drop third. We're going to wait for the official ruling, but it looked like initially Wiley got a piece of it. Barbie couldn't handle it behind home plate. It looks like Wiley is going to reach on the dropped third strike call. So second strikeout for Muratori, but Wiley does reach base. And now Gary Wagenshu's the home plate umpire out to talk with Muratori. Seemed like Muratori was questioning the play, but the ruling will stay. It's going to be Doug Trimble making his USPBL debut. He's in left field this evening for Birmingham Bloomfield. Trimble attended the University of Delaware and also heralds from Rosemont, Pennsylvania. 4 years at the University of Delaware. Pretty good numbers there. A .338 average in 2017, his last year, and then spent the 2018 campaign in the Frontier League with the Lake Erie Crushers. He takes strike one. Over 71 games with Lake Erie. He had 6 home runs, 13 doubles, only hit .226, but Trimble obviously has a little bit of power. The 0-1. Swung on, broken bat. Polshin fields it, throws to second for one. That's all they're going to have. Sonny Cortez not able to make the turn. Good speed down the line from Trimble, but sawed off there. A good pitch by Muratori results in out number 2. So 2 down to the bottom of the order. It goes. Nick Campana takes the first pitch outside. Campana's hitting just .233, a couple of home runs, 17 RBIs, 0 for 4 with the run scored on Thursday against Eastside. First pitch to him, he rolls it over, foul down the line. Actually, that was the second pitch as the count does even at 1. So Trimble's on first in his USPBL debut, reaches base on the fielder's choice. Campana grounds one foul early on the off-speed pitch at just 74 from Muratori. Muratori's range as far as miles per hour, usually into the low 70s, but works up to 90 miles per hour. The 1-2. Inside, trying to establish the inside corner, but that was the changeup actually from Muratori, just missing inside. So Muratori looking for his third strikeout. Here comes the 2-2. The runner takes off. Campana swinging. It's going to be foul down the line. Gave it a pretty good ride. Foul into left field. A hit and run called by Chris Newell. So Muratori will try it again. 2s all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Campana looking to do something with 2 outs. And here comes the pitch. The 2-2 rolled over to the left side. Polshin can't handle it. Dobson can't handle it. It's into left field. Mammoths defense struggling early on. There's been a couple of plays over there to the left side that the defenders have not been able to come up with baseballs on. Should have been out number 3, but instead, Nick Campana reaches base. Trimble advances to second. the lineup flips over. Back to the top, Alec Oland. That will be ruled a hit, in fact. Looked like it kind of took a nasty hop over Pulsion, and then Dobson was diving on his backhand and could not make the play, but Pulsion is having a tough game at third base. So first and second for Oland. Muratori tries to drop the curveball in, but misses on the outer half. Trying to strand a couple base runners here to keep it a 1-0 game. Breaking ball misses in the dirt, so 2 breaking balls in a row to Oland, who singled into left in the first to lead off the game. Oland had a couple of singles on Thursday against the Hoppers. 2 runs, a hit by pitch, so he reached base 3 times out of 5. Definitely a successful night. It's now 2-1. Good pitch by Muratori on the outside corner, the 2-seamer. Between the 2-seam and the 4-seam, just under 60% of the time, Muratori will throw them. His 2 top pitches as far as being used the most. Good hitters count for Oland at 3-1 now. Can't make a mistake here. Do have 1 base to give, but it would load him up. The 3-1. Breaking ball. Good pitch by Muratori. Obviously has enough confidence to use the curveball even when down in the count. So a full count situation. There's been 1 full count from Muratori thus far. It was Justin Wiley striking out, but reaching on the dropped third. We'll see what he gives him on the 3-2. Here it comes. Change up inside. Oland gets a piece of it. Runners, of course, on the move. They'll head back to first and second. The Beavers stranded 1 man in the first. Ross Haffey was left on second. Beavers not looking to strand any men in scoring position in this inning. The 3-2, runners take off again, swung on and missed. Muratori goes inside with the changeup again and gets his 3rd strikeout. The Beavers get some hits, but they strand 2. We head to the home half of the second. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7. Dan Williams, Ethan Whisker, and Javon Shelby up for the Mammoths when we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. And welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel now alongside Chelsea Estes joining me on the mic.
It's an honor, Leo.
Hey, good game going so far. 1-0 Birmingham Bloomfield in the lead.
It's a good game.
Yep.
Beautiful night here at Jimmy John's Field. Peanut-free, gluten-free night out
That's
there.
right.
all those people have food allergies. I'm one of them. It's like my heaven here tonight. This is great.
Hey, yeah, we got everything going at Jimmy John's Field. And Chelsea, I know you talked to a couple players before the game, a couple coaches. What kind of insight did you get? Ooh. Dan Williams hit by the first pitch by Jerry Salisbury, a guy that usually doesn't struggle much with his control. Salisbury's only walked 13 batters over 42 innings. And as I take a closer look at the numbers, he's only hit 3 batters through those 42 innings, so kind of a rare hit by pitch issued by Salisbury. But Chelsea, like I said, you talked to some players before the game. What kind of insight were you kind of able to get coming into the matchup?
I talked to manager Chris Newell, always a very insightful guy.
Yep.
We talked about Jerry and how he overcame some injuries, how he's back on the mound tonight, and he looked at him and said, I want the ball. And he said, when your main guy, your ace, says, give me the ball, you give him the ball.
Absolutely.
You talked about how reliable he's been all season. He's one guy you can always count on to do the job, get the strikes. So far he's been, I think he's just kind of getting back in the groove of being, out for some time. I think that comes along with any injury. I talked to the Mammoths. They're quite the crew. We had the boys. I talked to Ryan Dobson, Drew Kitson, and Matt Cronin, and Drew decided to live stream our interview on Instagram. So
there you go.
If anyone follows him on Instagram, you can go watch our pregame interview. And they just kept talking about how, as a team, they've all come together, and the camaraderie is so positive, and it's such a great overall locker room atmosphere, and they're saying that is helping them click on the field during the game.
Definitely.
And, actually that's kind of been the theme with all the teams that I've talked to over the past, few weeks, especially now that we have 1 month left to play here. It's kind of just really all about them coming together and just having that team,
Definitely.
And that's
what it's about.
Absolutely. And so
Whisker swings through the 2-strike count there. Another strikeout, second for Jerry Salisbury. But, yeah, definitely it's kind of the stuff that goes behind the scenes. You don't see what happens behind closed doors in the locker rooms. But, yeah, you can definitely see that the Westside's kind of been the hottest team over the past couple months. Yep. Obviously, Brian Kluppy taking over as the manager, started off the season as the assistant coach. He's fit in nicely in that role, and his team's been very hot since then. Shelby swinging at the first pitch. Will it stay in play? We will see. TJ Ward up against the fence. Did he make the catch? No, he did not. Just off his glove and off the netting. A good try. But, yeah, you can definitely tell Westside, Birmingham Bloomfield, they've got the locker room camaraderie going. Chris Newell, back-to-back champions. Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers looking for their third.
He said that would be something really extra. He's like extra super special.
It definitely would be.
The Mammoths, too, they said to stay loose. They have dance parties in the locker room beforehand.
Some pregame dance parties? Okay.
And some are better dancers than others. Some are spectators and watchers. And being a dancer my whole life, I would pay to see who can dance.
We'll have to see some live stream Instagram stories on that, huh?
That's what I'm looking for. Come on, guys. We want to see it all.
Hey, whatever it takes, it's working for Westside. Second place coming in, 21-17. Utica's really had a hot stretch. They're in first now. They're coming off 4 straight games. They had 3 wins last week. They just won the non-public game yesterday. So these two teams, second for Mammoths, third place for Beavers. They're looking to gain ground on Utica.
Yeah, Chris Newell was commenting on that and how his team hasn't played quite as many games. He said there's a few they had to make up, and so we can't quite discount those Beavers. They're coming out hungry tonight.
Yes, they are.
Struck early.
Salisbury looking good on the mound. Another strikeout for him, back-to-back strikeouts. He got Whisker swinging. He gets Shelby swinging, too. And now 2 down. Still a guy on first. That's Williams after the hit by pitch, but Salisbury's done a nice job buckling down. The first pitch he threw the inning obviously slipped out of his hand, but a couple of strikeouts after that, he's back on his game.
He's coming back strong.
And that he is. Third strikeout now. And here comes Jake Barbie, the left-hander. So lefty on lefty matchup. As a team, Westside comes in hitting .265, but against left-handers, they do struggle a little bit more, only hitting .230, so well below their season average. Barbie takes strike 1. Second year in the league for Jake Barbie, an all-star last year. Swings through the 0-1 to be the changeup inside, giving Jake Barbie some fits. So could he strike out this side unconventionally here? The hit by pitch to Williams. Be nice if he could respond with 3 strikeouts in a row. Won't do it on this pitch. Good take for Barbie.
Do we know Salisbury's highest strikeout count?
His highest strikeout count in an outing this year was 6 against Eastside.
6, okay.
All the way back on May the 10th, so one of the early starts in the year. Looking to surpass that. TJ Ward down the line, slides, makes the catch on the warning track. You probably couldn't see it on your screen at home, but an all-out effort for TJ Ward sliding on the track to make sure that he didn't hit into the wall. A nice play there to record out number 3. So we'll head to the third, and when we come back, we'll tell you a little bit about something special that happened with Randy Dominik, the Rochester Red Wings and now Minnesota Twins product. But we'll be right back on the USPBL YouTube channel. So you might be able to see it on your screen at home up on the scoreboard, but a big announcement at the ballpark today. We have a very special announcement. Pleased to report that the United Shore Professional Baseball League, in just its 4th year of existence, has had its first player called up to the major leagues. Earlier today, former Utica Unicorns pitcher Randy Dominik was officially called up to join the major league roster of the Minnesota Twins. Randy Dominik played for the Utica Unicorns at Jimmy John's Field in 2017. He went undrafted out of a small Division II school in West Virginia and then was signed from the Unicorns to a minor league contract by the Twins on July 27, 2017, and quickly rose through the Twins farm system and called up to the big leagues today. Dominik has put up just incredible numbers throughout his minor league career. This season combined between advanced A-ball through AAA ball, 11-3, a 2.02 ERA, 125 innings pitched. He's only walked 24, and he struck out 102. So we wish Randy Dominik all the best moving on as he'll join officially the Minnesota Twins tomorrow, a team that's atop the American League Central standings. Dominik can definitely add to that pitching staff, whether it's in a starting role or in a relief role, but the first ever player from the USPBL to make it officially to the bigs. Very exciting stuff. So once again, congratulations to Dominik. Back into the game here, Anthony Maselli lays off the first 3 pitches that he sees from Muratori, all of them missing the zone. Maselli finally takes one in the zone this time. Muratori taking something off of it, only at 85 to find it. Maselli grounded into a fielder's choice in the first to second base. This time he will reach via the walk on the 3-1 count. The second walk now issued by Muratori. He issued one. And actually now as I take a look at the scorecard, that'll be the first walk issued by Muratori, so not a good way to start the inning either way. Muratori had only walked 17 batters through 44 and 1/3 innings pitched. A guy that won't walk many, tallies a decent amount of strikeouts. Ross Haffey takes the first pitch in there for a strike. 91 on the gun. That's actually the season high for Muratori. He topped out at 90 in all of his previous starts and relief outings, so giving it a little extra against one of the better power bats in the league, Ross Haffey. Anthony Maselli takes off, swing and a miss by Haffey, in and out of the glove of Barbie. No play at second. Maselli is in there with his, now, as I take a look at the numbers, 6th stolen base in 6 attempts, so good numbers for Maselli, a lot of speed for him into scoring position now, but Haffey is down 0-2. Muratori looks at Maselli, now comes home with it, swung on and missed. Haffey goes down on the breaking ball that time. Good pitch right on the outside corner, painting it perfectly. Haffey retired for the first time after doubling in the first. Now 4 strikeouts for Muratori. So here comes Adam Gauthier. Another off-speed pitch try. We've seen Muratori using his off-speed stuff a little bit more than he usually does, trying to mix it up because he knows that Birmingham Bloomfield saw him last week, just at the end of the month. Gauthier sends one shallow over to the left side. It falls. Maselli being waved home. He'll score easily without a throw. Adam Gauthier delivers his 29th RBI, which leads the league and puts Birmingham Bloomfield up 2-0. So Gauthier didn't hit it hard, just got enough contact. Looked to be out in front of the changeup on the outer half there. But Gauthier has produced like this all season long, whether it's with power, whether it's a single like that, a sac fly. Gauthier finds a way to get it done in this cleanup spot, which is why he's there. Second run now allowed by Muratori, second earned run. There hasn't been any errors in this game. Rennick lays off, 1-0 against him. He went down swinging, actually looking on a breaking ball as he swings this time through the breaking ball. It was a curveball that Muratori dropped in backdoor on Hranek, who was fooled by the pitch. This time fooled swinging at it. Count even at 1. Long pause for Muratori. He comes home with it. Barbie stops the pitch that skips in. So Muratori now does have the 4 strikeouts. There's been some hard contact against him. 4 hits for Birmingham Bloomfield. The runner takes off. Hranek grounds it to the left side. Polshin fields it. His only plays at first. He throws it wide. Williams off the bag, but makes the catch to record the second out. We've seen the infielders on the left side, particularly Jake Polshin, having some trouble with those plays, the routine ones. We usually see Javon Shelby at third base for Westside. He's the DH tonight. But Williams once again saves Polshin from an error. Gauthier moves up to second. It was a hit and run play. We'll see if Ward can drive him in with 2 down. Breaking ball from Muratori, blocked again by Jake Barbie. Ward grounded to third to start the second. Ward is 5th in RBIs with 23. He's hitting .292 with 5 home runs. He swings through the breaking ball inside that time. Count now even at 1, but got to give a lot of credit to what Ward's been able to do for Birmingham Bloomfield this season. Coming off a good game against the Hoppers, a big part of their big offensive day. 7 runs for the team that day. Ward drove in one of them and also scored one of them. Went 3 for 5. So 2-1 against him here. Gauthier with a pretty good lead on second. The pitch. Swung on, tapped softly to the left side. It's going to be a tough play for Muratori, and in fact, he's not going to be able to make it. Ward reaches on the infield single, and Adam Gauthier moves up to third. Kind of a swinging bunt by TJ Ward, hit it soft enough to where Jake Polshin and Ryan Dobson on the left side of the infield had no chance to charge in for it to make the play. Muratori was the only one that was going to be able to, but Ward with good speed beats out the throw. So first and third, and here comes Justin Wiley. Wiley worked his way into a full count in the second and then ended up going down on strike swinging. He did reach base on the dropped third. So Muratori retired him with the breaking ball in the second on strikes, but he technically reached. Starts him off this time with another breaking ball. Another good opportunity for Birmingham Bloomfield to strike with first and third. The 0-1. Grounded foul down the third base line. A play that would have been made by Polshin. He's playing pretty much a couple feet to the right of the third base line. They're kind of playing Wiley to pull in this situation. You can probably see Ryan Dobson shaded quite a bit up the middle. There's a big hole in between first and second. 0-2 against Wiley. The pitch, grounded foul again down the third base line. This time a little bit closer. Wiley barreled it up just out in front of it again. But clearly the numbers say for Westside that Wiley's going to pull the ball. That's why they've got this shift on Justin Wiley. So Muratori will try the 0-2 once more. Wiley holds up, says Sal Giacomontonio, our infield umpire. Nice job by him to hold up. This is now the 19th game that Wiley has played in. He's got 19 walks to his credit. But does have 16 strikeouts. The 1-2, Ward takes off. Wiley grounds it foul. Breaking ball this time. Ward got a really good jump. It seems as if Westside is going to let him have second if he wants it. We'll see if a ball misses the zone, if Barbie will try to throw down, but there's always the threat of the man on third scoring. That's Gauthier if there's an errant throw. This time doesn't take off. The 1-2 hits the outside corner. 87 on the gun. Second strikeout of the inning. Fifth overall for Muratori. But Birmingham Bloomfield strikes again. Adam Gauthier hits a single and drives in Maselli to make it 2-0. We're through 2.5 at Jimmy John's Field. Birmingham Bloomfield out in front. It'll be 9-1-2. Kitson, Cortez, and Dobson when we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel on the call. We got a good one tonight. Birmingham Bloomfield out in front, 2-0. We head to the home half of the third. Drew Kitson leading off for Westside against Jerry Salisbury. Salisbury's looked sharp so far. Misses the zone in the first pitch in this inning. Kitson hitting .250, a couple of home runs, 7 RBIs. Just returned for Westside last week on Wednesday. He takes the 1-0. He has hit a home run since returning. We know the power's there for Kitson. He's second in the league in slugging percentage, coming in at .556, coming off a 1-for-3 effort against Utica on Saturday. He also had a stolen base. The 2-0 fouled off. Late swing attempt by Kitson. Kitson, who is starting in center field tonight, injured himself early on, all the way back in May, on a ball in center field that he dove for. Ended up breaking his collarbone. We didn't know if we would see him back this season, but recovered quickly. Good to see him back in action. And he provides some potential damage at the bottom of this lineup. Kitson had 7 home runs last year. He's already got 2. Not a ton of games played for him. Taking a hack at the 3-1. He liked what he saw. Not looking for the walk per se. So Kitson's only played in 11 games. He's already shown off his power. He's got 5 doubles and 2 home runs. Full count offering. Popped over to the right side. It's going to be a tough play for Haffey, and he not going to be able to make it. Drops the sunglasses too, but tried to make the basket catch just out of range for Haffey. But a good attempt. A lot of foul territory to work with for these infielders. Gauthier and Salisbury both trying to make an effort for it too, but it ends up in no man's land. A lot of speed in these 9-1-2 spots for Westside. We know Kitson has the ability to steal bases. Dobson and Cortez first and second in stolen bases. Kitson hits one hard to the left side. Maselli makes the play, throws low. Good scoop by Haffey to save him. Kitson recorded via the 6-3 putout. We know Haffey's got a really good glove at first base. A tough scoop on a ball that Maselli did not throw as hard as he would have wanted to, but either way, out number 1 for Salisbury, who's only faced 2 batters over the minimum so far. He gave up a single with 2 down in the first to Will Johnson and then hit Dan Williams with the first pitch of the second inning. So 2 left on so far for Westside. Cortez, who struck out swinging in the first on 3 straight pitches, takes ball 1 in this at-bat. This time, sends one into center field. Campana, who is playing shallow, does have to charge in even shallower center field. Out number 2.
Now batting for the Woolly Mammoths, the shortstop, number 6, Ryan Dobson.
So 2 up and 2 down, just as Salisbury did in the first. But here comes Ryan Dobson. He lined out softly to Anthony Maselli in the first. Dobson was 1 for 4, drove in a run on Saturday. So both these teams really haven't seen live pitching much. This time, a little bit harder to the shortstop. Maselli makes the easy catch. 1-2-3 inning for Jerry Salisbury, the first 1-2-3 frame we've had in this game. We've played 3 at Jimmy John's Field. Birmingham Bloomfield out in front, 2-0. We'll be right back on the USPBL YouTube channel. And we welcome you back to Jimmy John's Field. Leo Ortel alongside Chelsea Estes again for this inning. It's going to be Doug Trimble in his USPBL debut. Second plate appearance for him. He reached base in the second, grounding out into a fielder's choice. He takes the first pitch that misses outside this time. Trimble attended, like I said, the University of Delaware. Comes to us from Rosemont, Pennsylvania. This time grounds it to Pulsion. He fields it cleanly this time, throws to first wide. Williams with another good play on first to save an error from Pulsion. About the third time that's happened in this game, but a nice play by him to save that one.
That's the second time he's stretched out. I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if he can do the splits.
We've seen a couple players be able to do the splits. Jake Barbie, who's behind the plate, played some first base earlier in the year. He did the splits. Not sure how flexible Williams is, but showing off his athleticism a few times to save some balls, reaching the Birmingham Bloomfield dugout. Campana standing in for his second time. He takes strike one.
Yeah, you do what you got to do to get the play.
That's right. Campana softly to the right side. Williams charging back. He's not going to be able to make this play. Some no man's land. No chance for Whisker in right either. Campana singled into left in the second. 1-for-1 for him. Birmingham Bloomfield offense looking good. They've left 5 on base, but they've got 5 hits and 2 runs.
It's looking good.
And actually, yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Catcher's interference is the official ruling on that play. So if the bat of Nick Campana in that instance makes contact with Jake Barbie, no matter if the ball goes in fair territory or foul territory, Campana is rewarded first base. So he doesn't get credit for the hit, but Campana reaches first. Kind of an odd situation with catcher's interference, something that doesn't happen a whole lot.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah. Alec Oland, first pitch swing, grounds one to the shortstop. He flips to second for one. The relay to first is not in time.
Close.
Good play by Dobson. They get the one out. Good speed down the line for Oland. That's why he's in the leadoff spot. But that's quickly out number 2. Miratori looking a little bit better in this inning.
Starting to settle in a little bit more, get the swing of it.
That's right. Does have 5 strikeouts through 3. And he's pitched in some tough situations already. 5 left on base for Birmingham Bloomfield, like I mentioned. But 1 run home in the first. A clean second as far as runs go, and they're going to get the pickoff here. Alec Oland caught leaning. Miratori helping himself out there. Williams applying the tag. Oland leaning, possibly was going to steal, but the inning is over. We'll head to the home half of the 4th when we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Will Johnson takes the first pitch in there for a strike, takes the second one as it skips in from Jerry Salisbury. A good game for him so far, only one hit given up. The other base runner that reached was a hit by pitch, but a clean third inning, 1-2-3. The Mammoths sent down an order. Salisbury has to deal with the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5. Johnson standing in, Polshin on deck, Williams in the hole. Gets Will Johnson to swing at this pitch. Johnson had the first hit of the game for Westside in the first, singled into right with 2 down, but was stranded. Takes the 1-2 outside. We've seen Johnson flash off his power. He's only got 2 home runs, but we know he's got a lot of power in that bat. His 1 home run, one of the 2, was a grand slam, deep out to left field this time. Shy of the warning track there. Doug Trimble makes the catch for out number 1. So 5 sent down in a row by Salisbury. Here comes Jake Polshin. He grounded out to the shortstop. Back in the first, it was a fielder's choice. Maselli took the easy out at second to end the frame. Polshin lays off, but it finds the outer half a little bit high, too. Salisbury really has settled in nicely, looking like he's in control out there. Just misses that time with the changeup outside. But I definitely like what I'm seeing from Salisbury, making his first start since June 22nd, when a whole month of July pitching just 3 innings. Like I said, he was dealing with some overusage. He was used quite a bit at the beginning of the year, had some shoulder fatigue, but he is back looking sharp, and this is what Birmingham Bloomfield needs. The 2-1 misses upstairs, so it's 3-1 against the Westside third baseman. 3 strikeouts so far for Salisbury, the 1 hit batter, but no walks for him. The 3-1. This will result in the first walk. Looks like I spoke a little bit too soon. Polshin has the discipline. That's why he's got one of the best on-base percentages in the league at .448 coming in. Tied for the team lead with Sonny Cortez at .448 coming in. But the first walk issued by Jerry Salisbury. Polshin reaches for the first time. Here comes Dan Williams, who reached to lead off the second on 1 pitch. It was a hit by pitch. They've got the shift on him. TJ Ward is playing basically in the shortstop position. Maselli ranged up the middle. Wiley playing him to pull 2. The 1-0. Takes it to the opposite field. We'll see if it stays in play. Ward chasing it down, and he runs out of room. Hits off one of the umbrellas down the left field line. Out of play. But it seems like Birmingham Bloomfield's defense has enough confidence to turn 2, even if it's rolled to Justin Wiley. He's got an accurate arm at second. If they're playing him correctly, and Williams grounds one to the right side, Wiley could turn 2. Williams does not have a lot of speed, but looked like Williams was trying to take it to the opposite field. Here comes the 1-1. He's going to try to lay down a bunt down the opposite field way. The 1-1 pitch will result in out number 2. So an unconventional sacrifice there. Williams lays it down. Not something you typically see from the big man. He's got 4 home runs on the year. But he was trying to lay it down, I think, a little bit more down third base because it could have resulted in a base hit. But either way, the runner does advance into scoring position. There's been 2 men left on so far for Westside. We'll see what Ethan Whisker can do. He struck out swinging in the second. He comes in with the 6th best batting average in the league at .304 and the 2nd most RBIs with 27. He takes ball 1. The 1-0 Whisker takes it 2, missing upstairs and outside. Whisker, of course, the Hillsdale College alumni. Hillsdale College Chargers in Hillsdale, Michigan. Not too far from Utica, about an hour and 30-minute drive. Played with actually my brother for a couple seasons there, so I watched Whisker's first 2 seasons at Hillsdale, and you could see that, you know, he had power early on in those seasons. Carried it right over to his next 2, earned some All-American honors, some really impressive numbers at Hillsdale, and then last year in the USPBL, co-MVP with Dan Ward, of course, who was a pitcher. Whisker rolls one over to Ward at third. It's TJ Ward, of course, and now Jake Polshin caught up in the pickle. See if they can get him here. Justin Wiley chasing him down, and he will make the tag for the out. So fielder's choice, Whisker retired. Westside strands another runner. We head to the 5th as we've played 4. Birmingham Bloomfield still out in front, 2-0. You're watching the USPBL YouTube channel. We've played 4 at Jimmy John's Field. Birmingham Bloomfield still with the 2-0 lead. 1 run in the first and 1 run in the third. Here comes Anthony Maselli. Lays off the first 2 pitches, both missing the zone. Talk about an inning. It was the top half of the 4th. Very weird situation. It was a ground out to third for Doug Trimble. Nick Campana reached on a catcher's interference. And then Alec Oland ended up grounding into a fielder's choice, so Campana was retired on the base paths, and then Oland was picked off. So a couple of things that you don't see a whole lot of pickoff and a catcher's interference in the same inning. Maselli grounds one and goes through Polshin, but fielded by Dobson. Good stretch by Williams, and how about the play that he's been able to make at first base? He's made some really good plays over there to save some kind of poor defensive effort from Westside, but that ball went right through Polshin. Dobson luckily backed him up, fielded it on the backhand, and able to record out number 1.
Home run derby master.
Yep, here he is.
To the plate, a little out of breath, coming down from the field.
That's right. Some in-game hosts. A lot of duties tonight for Chelsea. Ross Haffey takes strike one, fouls off strike two, but yes, Haffey, the home run derby champion. He's tied for second right now with 7 home runs. And when he hits them a long way. A ton of raw power. 0-2 against him. Muratori tries to go inside with the fastball. An easy take for Haffey. Only 88 miles per hour on the gun. Haffey, 1 for 2. He doubled in the first to drive in the first run of the game. Since then, struck out swinging. It was an off-speed pitch outside. Kind of like the one Muratori just threw, but it was a little bit more over the plate when he got him to swing. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. There it is again. Drops it in lower this time, but Haffey having some trouble with the off-speed stuff tonight. Goes down on strikes, and that's now the 6th strikeout for Thomas Muratori. So he's looking pretty sharp despite the 2 earned runs and the 5 hits. He's been able to tally 6 strikeouts.
6, getting in the groove. You know, it's 2-0. It's still early. I mean, these Mammoths aren't backing down. Definitely
not. They've got the offense to come back. Muratori's trying to keep him in the game, trying to limit the damage against what I'd say the second best offense in the league is Birmingham Bloomfield. Westside, of course, with the best, but a lot of names on the league leaderboards for both these teams, and this guy's one of them. Adam Gauthier, 4th in average and 1st in RBIs. He's done it all. Birmingham Bloomfield backstop, starting catcher all year, but gets it done with the bat too. The 0-2, breaking ball inside, backs Gauthier off the plate. Muratori would like to get strikeout number 7. It would be the second 1-2-3 inning in a row. Obviously in the 4th, a little bit unconventional. Gauthier is 1 for 2. Drove in the second run of the game in the 3rd when he singled to score Maselli. The 2-2. Outside corner just misses, says Gary Wagon shoots. That's a good take.
Yeah, he was a little confused there.
Yeah, a little bit antsy maybe, but able to lay off. First full count that Gauthier has seen. Here comes the offering. And that one, not sure where it missed, maybe just below the knees. Looked pretty good, but a better take by Gauthier. He finds his way on base for the second time in the last 2 at-bats. And Jack Haranek will have an opportunity now with 2 down.
He was battling some injuries earlier this season, wasn't he?
I'm not sure if Haranek was. I know he spent some time maybe with some type of injury where he wasn't able to swing a whole lot, because we've actually seen Haranek on the mound for Birmingham Bloomfield.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you were here for any of the games, Chelsea, but Haranek has thrown 6 innings.
Really?
He's got a 1.50 ERA. He's only given up 1 earned run through 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. He's come off the bench a few times. He's a left-handed thrower. It's when Birmingham Bloomfield had a lot of injuries with their pitchers, and Haranek kind of stepped up. Obviously, Chris Newell knew that he had the ability to pitch. He doesn't really throw hard. He's got a really good curveball, which is pretty funny. But, yeah, he was able to get the job done.
All-around go-to guy.
That's right.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Exactly. He's been really the only two-way player we've seen this year in the USPBL. But he gets it done with the bat, too. He's hitting .298, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs. Lays off the 0-2. Haranek is 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out looking on the breaking ball in the first. Grounded out to Pulshin, the third baseman, in the 3rd. So he's looking for his first hit. Muratori set for the 1-2. Gauthier on first. Takes a long pause, now comes home with it. Haranek skies one, just gets under it into right field. Should be easy for Ethan Whisker. Didn't have to move much, so he makes the catch there. As the Beavers go down, they strand one after the walk from Gauthier. It'll be Shelby, Barbie, Kitson, 7, 8, 9 coming up in the bottom of the 5th when we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. We head to the bottom of the 5th, back on the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel along with Chelsea Estes. Javon Shelby lays off the first pitch that he sees, and this time swings, fouls it off.
He's been outstanding these past few weeks here. Grand slams, home run.
That's right.
I've interviewed him pretty much back-to-back games, or
Okay.
a few in between. He goes, "You're going to ask me the same questions, aren't you?" I said, "I mean, pretty much. You're blowing my mind here."
I mean, yeah, the numbers speak for themselves over the past couple of weeks. Shelby was named Player of the Week a couple weeks ago now, but 8 home runs. He's only batting .228, but he's got a .349 on-base percentage. Leads the league now in home runs, standing alone at the top. It's going to be a good count for him here, 3-1. And how about this start for Jerry Salisbury? We've talked about it a little bit, but first time starting in a game since the end of June, and he's done a really good job.
I wonder what was thinking about coming into tonight's game. It's my first one in about a month and a half-ish, and
Yep.
Is there extra added pressure, you think? Is he overthinking? I know baseball, a lot of it is a lot of a mind game.
That's right. That's for sure. They say it's 10% physical, 90% mental. Shelby takes the pitch here, second time he's gone down on strikes. But yeah, you're definitely right, Chelsea. There's a big mental aspect to this game, and Salisbury hasn't started since June 22nd. He only made 2 appearances in the month of July, both out of relief, only throwing 3 innings. He's come out here and done a great job in this comeback start.
Good comeback start, absolutely.
So another strikeout for him here. His first since the second inning. That's now 4 on the evening for Salisbury, the left-hander, who will face off against the left-handed batter, Jake Barbie. First pitch, outside corner, that 2-seam fastball from Salisbury. He uses it coming into this game 70% of the time, but we've seen him really mixing it up more so in this start compared to others. And maybe part of that is because he's making this first start since the month of June, trying to save his arm a little bit, use some of the breaking stuff that doesn't have as much wear and tear. Fastball can be pretty taxing on the arm of a pitcher if he overuses it, and that could have been something that maybe Chris Newell picked up on, that he was throwing so many fastballs. But there's the fastball there, 2-seamer. Barbie swings right through it. It's now 1-2.
Chris Newell was saying it during batting practice. His arm was hurting. I just told him he's getting old.
I guess
Chris,
so.
just kidding.
I mean, Chris definitely throws a lot of batting practice to the guys. Get them ready before the games. So 1-2 to Barbie. He popped out to the third baseman, Ward, who made a nice sliding catch on the warning track, if you remember that. It was down the line, and Ward made the nice catch on him to rob him.
He did, and then Ross Haffey went for one right over here on first, and he dropped his sunglasses. It was one of those in and out of the glove, so I just can't imagine what went through his mind. Is right in front of you, and you just wish you could have, should have, would have, right?
Yeah, we've seen some all-out efforts to make some plays like that. Barbie rolls one over to Wiley, flips to Haffey there for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. We've only seen 1-1-2-3 inning unconventionally in the third for Jerry Salisbury, but only 1 hit for this Westside order. Their offense has definitely gone cold of late. They're coming off just a 5-hit performance against Utica on Saturday. It was a 5-1 loss for them, and offense not looking too much better in this game. And there's the man we've been talking about right there, the skipper, Chris Newell, is out to talk to Salisbury, who we heard before the game from Rich, of course, Rich Borland, the usual play-by-play broadcaster for the USPBL YouTube channel. He's doing the public address announcing at Jimmy John's Field. As our usual guy, Johnny G, not able to make it to the game, but Rich was telling us it was going to be a 75 pitch limit for Salisbury. This could be the last batter that he faces if he's able to retire Kitson. Newell's just checking on him as a precautionary thing, making sure that he's still feeling good. Kitson lays off the first pitch, but it hits the strike zone right at the knees. A changeup from Salisbury that we've been seeing him use a little bit more in this start compared to most.
I wonder what Chris Newell's pep talk was to Salisbury. I always wonder what they say out on the mound.
I mean, at that point, I guess you're going out there, you're knowing that he hasn't he hasn't made a start since the end of June. I think kind of just check in to make sure, my arm's still feeling okay. I'm going to get this guy. And Newell probably also telling him, this is going to be your last guy, so give it everything you've got.
Yeah.
Use all the tools in the bag to try to get him. And he could here. 0-2 count.
Ooh, almost.
Just fouled off, and Gauthier could not squeeze it.
Just about. Leo, I think you could go out there and be an assistant to Chris Newell. That was a good pep talk. I'm ready to go.
Yep. So looking for another strikeout. He's already got one in this inning. The 0-2 won't do it here. Fastball misses outside. But you got a few pitches to waste. You don't always want to throw one in the strike zone with no balls in the count and 2 strikes. You want him to chase something. 1-2, just below the knees. Change up again from Salisbury. Better take there by Kitson to lay off. The 2-2 with 2 down. Rolled over to the left side. Maselli charges in. On the run, makes the throw to Haffey. Good play there. Will retire the side. That could be it for Salisbury, and if it is, a great comeback outing for him. 2-0 after 5. We'll head to the 6th when we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. We're through 5 at Jimmy John's Field. Leo Ortel on the call this evening. As TJ Ward fouls off the first pitch that he sees against the newcomer. This is Daniel Williams, not Dan Williams, who's playing first base, but a new arm here in the USPBL. That's Daniel Williams making his USPBL debut. The native out of Keystone Heights, Florida, attended Thomas University. TJ Ward fouls off the second pitch of the at-bat to run the count to 0-2. Williams stands at 6 foot, weighing 215 pounds. He posted a 3.29 ERA over 98 and 1/3 innings of work. Ward fouls off the pitch there. Those stats were his 2018 stats at Thomas University, which is an NAIA school. 0-2, 91 with the fastball, just misses. A little bit inside to Ward. Ward had an infield single in the third, 1 for 2. On the 1-2, lays off. It was a soft hit ball that the starter Muratori could not make a play on. Not a bad start turned in for Muratori. Speaking of him, as he goes the 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, Ward fouls it off. Just the 2 earned runs. And Muratori showing it off with the strikeouts too. He had 5 strikeouts and just the 1 walk, so a good outing for him. Unfortunately, as of now, in line for the loss, leaving the game down 2-0. TJ Ward swung on and missed. First batter that Daniel Williams sees in his USPBL career, results in his first USPBL strikeout. That's the way to start it off. So a lot of credit to Muratori, able to kind of buckle down. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third, but then held Birmingham Bloomfield order scoreless the last 2 innings, kept his team in the game, and we'll see if Daniel Williams can keep his team in the game here. Wiley lays off the first pitch, breaking ball inside, hits the zone. Perfect pitch. Williams looking very strong so far. 88 with the fastball, trying to establish the inside corner with it, but he misses. The 1-1. Rolled foul down the line to make it a 1-2. Couple strikeouts on the night for Justin Wiley. 1 swinging in the second and 1 looking that ended the third. So here comes Williams with the 1-2. Off speed, misses high with it. Looked like Barbie was kind of set up low and outside for that call. But Williams not able to drop it where he wanted to. The 2-2 pitch hits the zone, and the umpire, Gary Wagenschutz, rings him up. Back-to-back strikeouts. This is a great start to your professional career if you're Daniel Williams. 2 up and 2 down, a couple of Ks. And speaking of debuts, here comes Doug Trimble, as Trimble is 0 for 2 with 1 reach on a fielder's choice on the night, looking for his first USPBL hit. Williams comes home with it, 90, right on the inside corner. Great pitch there. Williams seems to be working ahead of hitters, able to command all of his pitches thus far, the fastball, the off-speed stuff. The 0-1. There's the off-speed stuff. Looked to be that slider outside. As Trimble swings through it to make it 0-2. So could Daniel Williams strike out the side in his first USPBL inning? 2 strikeouts swinging so far. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and this is going to be the first USPBL hit for Douglas Trimble. A lot of firsts in this inning, but a solid piece of contact on the 0-2 count. I'm sure that ball will be set aside. First professional hit for Trimble. Good stuff from him in this 8 spot. Some good 2-strike, 2-out hitting. And we go to the bottom of this lineup. Nick Campana, he's technically 1 for 1, but also reached on the catcher's interference in the 4th. In a very odd top of the 4th inning. Perfect night for Campana as far as reaching base thus far. Looking to continue it. First pitch misses the zone. 1-0. Skied into the infield, the left side. It looks like it's going to be Dobson calling off Jake Polshin, and he in fact makes the catch. One left after the hit from Doug Trimble, the first of his USPBL career, but Daniel Williams in his USPBL debut gets 2 strikeouts. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the lineup coming up for Westside: Cortez, Dobson, and Johnson when we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel on the call. 2-for-1 Wednesday, as well as peanut-free and gluten-free night at Jimmy John's Field. Good game going, 2-0. Birmingham Bloomfield still out in front. Westside looking to do something as they couldn't put together anything against Jerry Salisbury. Jared Price comes into the ball game, misses with the first pitch, and then finds the strike zone with the second pitch. Salisbury went 5 innings, giving up just 1 hit, no earned runs, only walked 1, and struck out 4. A very successful start for Salisbury in his first start since the end of June. And I'm sure Chris Newell, as well as the rest of the Beavers, very happy that he's back at the top of their starting rotation. Couldn't have asked for a better start back from him. In line for the win would be his 3rd victory overall. Jared Price misses the zone with the 2-2 that time. Price threw in Birmingham Bloomfield's game on July 31st against Utica, his last appearance, going 4 1/3, coming in after Kyle Ologis struggled a little bit in that start. He's now with the Colorado Rockies organization, but Price went 4 1/3, gave up just 4 hits, no earned runs, walked 1, and only struck out 1. This time, Sonny Cortez draws the walk on the 3-2 count, reaching for the first time, but Price was kind of used in that long relief role for Birmingham Bloomfield in that win for the Unicorns. It was the second to last game for Birmingham Bloomfield. 3 games for them last week. One against Eastside, 7-4 victory. One against Utica, 6-4 loss. And then also a loss against these Mammoths, 8-6 on July the 30th. Dobson sends one to the right side. That's through for a base hit. Good start to this inning against Jared Price. Westside does have a lot more success against right-handed pitchers than lefties, and that's pretty clear here. Cortez draws the leadoff walk. Ryan Dobson gets the single to make it first and second, and here comes Will Johnson, the beer batter of the game. He delivered in the first for the fans, singling into right. This is the last at bat. where if he gets a hit, $5 craft beers from the Zatuna Beer Garden. And Chris Newell does not want this game to get out of control. He's going to come out and talk to Jared Price, who came in. But Chelsea, who's just joining me here again, you just talked to Chris down on the field.
Yeah.
You guys talked about Salisbury's start. What are some things that, you know, he can bring into the rest of the game? What are some keys maybe for the rest of the game for Birmingham Bloomfield?
You know, he said he was solid, threw strikes, did his job, always reliable. He said that
Absolutely.
pretty much when I interviewed him before the game, but he just said we got to throw strikes. And
definitely.
Sometimes easier said than done. If it was that easy, you know, we would probably be out of here by now. But
exactly.
You know, so coming into, you know, the inning, your team is up. Your starter just did a solid job. Do you think that puts pressure on our pitcher now?
Oh, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on Price. I mean, he's facing off against the best offense in the league. Westside has had really the best offense the past couple months after starting off slow. Will Johnson sends one deep into left field. At the track is Doug Trimble. He makes the catch on the warning track against the wall. The cut throw is going to come into second. Dobson sliding in, and he is out. Tagged out by Justin Wiley. Great execution there. Sonny Cortez does move up to third, but a double play there.
That was, nice debut play, Doug.
Yeah, Doug with a nice throw in from left field. That's Doug Trimble, of course, just joining us in his USPBL debut. The cut throw came into Anthony Maselli at short. Dobson tried to take second, coming from first. Chris Newell's having a word with Sal Giacomontonio, our infield umpire, not happy with the call, but it looks like the throw did beat Ryan Dobson at second. Justin Wiley applying the tag, so 2 down, but we've got a man on third. But kind of back to our conversation, Chelsea, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on Jared Price. Salisbury with the 5 scoreless innings, just the 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Price throws to second, and the runner that's not on there called safe by Sal Giacomontonio. Still just a man on third. The call will remain.
You think Chris was not happy about Cortez being at third?
Yeah, I think actually you're right on that. They were trying to throw to second to say that maybe Cortez took off a little bit earlier. You're supposed to wait until the ball enters the glove of the fielder before advancing. But either way, the call will not be changed. Pulsion with the 2-out opportunity. 3 men left on for Westside, who hasn't had a lot of runners on base. Grounded to Maselli, makes the nice play on the run, and a better scoop by Haffey to save him. He's done that a couple of times as Birmingham Bloomfield escapes the inning. Get the double play, and then the ground out for Pulsion ends it. We head to the 7th. Birmingham Bloomfield still with a 2-0 lead. When we come back, it'll be the top of the lineup. Alec Oland, Anthony Maselli, and Ross Haffey on the USPBL YouTube channel. We'd like to welcome you back to the broadcast booth. Leo Ortel alongside Chelsea Estes as JJ the field general. The loyal bat dog of the USPBL joins us in the booth.
He's such a good boy.
Good performance for him, of course, as always. Alec Oland here against Daniel Williams in his debut. Lays off the first pitch. How about the first inning for Daniel Williams? A couple of strikeouts to start off his USPBL career, and I thought it was his first professional outing, but I was taking a look at some stats for Williams. He actually played the summer of 2018 with the Florence Freedom in the Frontier League, so he has had some professional experience, and clearly that's carried over. He started off strong against Birmingham Bloomfield last inning, as it's now 1-1 against Oland.
He has a great beard going on. I mean, the viewers, I wish we could zoom in and see this beard. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
It gives Santa Claus a run for his money.
Hey, he's got that blonde hair. We were kind of taking a look from the broadcast booth. Saw it from a distance, but he's got the facial hair going.
It's quite the statement.
That's right. Trying to keep his team in the game. Big swing and a miss from Oland. Breaking ball looking good. Looks to be a slider from Williams. Seems to be using the fastball combo. He's got a good fastball along with the slider with the good movement. Sometimes 2 pitches is all it takes. The 2-2. Change up that time, so he is working with 3 pitches. Grounded to Dan Williams. So Daniel Williams records the out thanks to Dan Williams. Pretty crazy that we have such similar names on the same team.
Makes it kind of fun.
Yeah, that's out number 1.
I wonder if they call one Dan and one Daniel, or a fun nickname, you know?
There's got to be some. There's got to be some nicknames thrown around. Of course. I mean, if they've been calling Dan Williams at first Dan all year, I'm sure that's going to stay. They might have to come up with some kind of nickname for Daniel.
Something, right?
That's right. Here's Anthony Maselli. He lays off the first pitch. A walk for Maselli was the only time he reached. Otherwise, a couple of ground outs. Breaking ball from Daniel Williams. That good slider finds the inside corner. Maselli comes in 7th in the league in batting average at the 300 mark. Coming over from Boston College. Fouls off the 1-1, but something we've talked about, Chelsea, is the low numbers for Maselli in college. He hit just 135 in 2019 at Boston College, but he's really turned around his career, and he's had a lot of success in the USPBL, hitting over 300.
That is pretty impressive. It's always fun to watch them. As we say, it's a developmental league. It's great to see them come from college to make that transition to professional baseball. And I always ask them that question, how is the transition? And they always kind of say it's a little bit more structured, and just from the coaches, different approaches, different advice,
Sure.
different little adjustments. And
this one grounded to the right side. Cortez fields it and makes the throw on the run to Williams for out number 2, but you're definitely right about that, Chelsea. It's definitely a lot different coming from college into professional ball, and that's something that I actually talked about with Maselli, and he's found the transition to be very easy, he said. He says he's got a lot more time on his hands. He's got more time to work out, work in the cage. I mean, it's obviously busy for any college student, but especially a student athlete. When you're going out there, you're going to class for several hours a day. You've got practice. You've got to lift. You got to get your swings in. But Maselli's had more time on his hands to kind of develop, and that's exactly what he's done. He is retired there for out number 2. But, yeah, there's definitely the developmental aspect to this league.
I think that, too, would be a hard adjustment is having all that free time, from being so structured to
Sure.
kind of what do I do with my day? Do I sleep in? Do I work out? Like, how do I structure my day now? And I think that kind of is a big transition from athlete, non-athlete, from college to professional world.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
figure it out, schedule and structure out.
Yeah, different transitions, different aspects of life. Some find some transitions easier, but clearly it's working for Maselli. And Happy, another interesting story too. He took hitting lessons with Chris Newell back in high school, attending Brother Rice, a local Catholic high school in the area. But Happy went to the Frontier League. He struggled there, but he's really developed his game and put together a good season in the USPBL. Flies one out to Kitson. He's under it there. Good USPBL debut for Daniel Williams. This time, Birmingham Bloomfield sent down in order a couple of ground outs and a fly out to end it. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th with Dan Williams, Ethan Whisker, and Javon Shelby coming up as we head to stretch time. We'll be right back on the USPBL YouTube channel. So Daniel Williams has done a nice job on the mound the past couple innings, keeping Westside in the game. Leading off this inning is Dan Williams, not to be confused with his new teammate Daniel on the mound. But we'll see if Dan can get things started. He lays off the first pitch here. Another cold day for the Westside lineup. Only 2 hits through the first 6 innings. They only had 5 hits against Utica on Saturday. Lost that game 5-1. Dan Williams is sawed off, sent it into left field, but it does fall. Doug Trimble cannot make the catch. Williams trying to take it the opposite way, able to, sawed off, meaning you don't usually get a good swing out of it, but able to drop it in, and that's a leadoff single.
Broke his bat in the process.
That's right.
That was a little looper. Doug must have been a little caught off guard.
It does the job.
Yep.
Either way. And that's actually the first time that Westside has led off an inning with a single. They've had some base runners lead off the inning and get on base. A hit by pitch for Williams in the 2nd, a walk in the 6th. But this is a good sign from a team that's been struggling offensively today to get your leadoff man on, but to get him on with a single. Whisker has trouble with the breaking ball inside, fools him there as he swings through it. A tough night for him so far. A ground out into a fielder's choice, and then a strikeout swinging in the 2nd. The 0-1 swung on and missed again. Whisker does tend to have a little bit trouble with the breaking ball, and it seems like Price knows it.
He's going to play with that.
Absolutely. Could go back to the breaking ball, could go back to the fastball. Whisker could be guessing with 2 strikes. We'll see what he gives him. Back to the breaking ball, swung on and missed. 3 times in a row is all it takes to send down Whisker, clearly frustrated with himself. But he is recorded for the 3rd time tonight, the 2nd via the punch-out, as that's the first strikeout for Jared Price.
The assistant manager for the Mammoths, he was telling me how he kind of compares or tells his guys that it's a jungle out there and you're a tiger. You can be a tiger like the zoo or a tiger in the jungle, and you have to adapt to everything that's being thrown at you. And he said they do drills at practice that kind of keep them on their toes so they don't get too comfortable. He's like, I want them to get frustrated so they can be prepared for probably situations like this even. Yeah,
this one gets to the backstop, and Williams advances to second. But, yeah, kind of an interesting approach with that kind of a metaphor there. But, hey, whatever works for Westside has been working since Brian Kluppy's taken over the managerial role for this team. Kluppy was with the Bakersfield Train Robbers in the Pecos League last year, a young manager just in his mid-20s, and able to win the championship in the Pecos League, becoming the youngest manager to do so. And his team's making a strong case to win what would be their first USPBL championship this year.
That would be exciting. I feel like it's going to be an exciting next few weeks here.
Oh, definitely.
Exactly 1 month from tomorrow is the championship game, September 8th, and I think it's going to be so much fun as these teams race. They're all within a half. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Standings are close. Eastside is kind of fallen down in the standings in 4th place, but Westside, Utica, Birmingham, Bloomfield, all very, very close in the standings. Eastside is 6.5 back of Utica. Birmingham Bloomfield just a half game back of Westside. So with a win tonight, Birmingham Bloomfield could move into 2nd place in the standings, but they would be 1st place in the Western Division. Here's a man right here that could send one over the wall with one swing of the bat. He takes the 2-2 pitch, not able to do it here. Shelby will go down on strikes for the 3rd time. Struck out the first 2 times swinging, goes down looking this time, but Shelby does strike out the most of any hitter in this league, comes in with the highest strikeout rate, and the numbers showing why this evening. That's out number 2, back-to-back strikeouts for Jared Price.
Beavers are still staying solid, even with the pitching change. Little pep talk time again. All right, what do you think now they start talking about?
I'm not sure. This actually could be it if Chris Newell decides to make the pitching change. Looks like we do have a lefty getting loose in the Birmingham Bloomfield pen. Jake Barbie's about to come up to the plate. He's a left-handed hitter. Try to take a look at, see who the lefty is out there. Not sure if it's Dylan Collette yet. He's usually used in later innings. But actually, it is Dylan Collette out there. He's warming up. He could face off against Barbie. Chris Newell might be buying some time for him to warm up. And looks like they are going to make the call to the pen.
He was looking over that way, so the guys are coming together. So that usually kind of means we're making some changes. Do you think he's changing him because he wants a lefty to face a lefty?
Yeah, you would like to get that lefty-on-lefty matchup. And before we take a break, we'll take a quick look at how Barbie fares against left-handers. So far this season, Jake Barbie is hitting .250, 4 for 16 against lefties, hitting .279 against righties, so he doesn't fare that much worse against lefties. So we will see how he fares. Runner on 3rd with 2 down. Actually, runner on 2nd with 2 down. We'll come back and tell you Jared Price's final line and tell you about Dylan Collette on the USPBL YouTube channel. We'll be right back. So we're here in the bottom of the 7th, runner on 2nd. The outing is finished for Jared Price. He goes 1 2/3 innings, giving up 2 hits, no earned runs, walking 1, and striking out 2. The last 2 batters he faced, in fact. It's going to be the left-hander, Dylan Collette, taking over against Jake Barbie. Barbie 4 for 16, like we mentioned, hitting .250 against lefties. Collette comes in with a .270 ERA over 36 2/3 innings pitched. Finds the zone for strike 1 on the fastball, but that .270 ERA is good for 5th in the league. Only 9 walks over 36 2/3 and only 22 strikeouts, but a guy that kind of pitches to contact more so, and he's found a lot of success in back-to-back years.
Okay, little chat time again.
Yeah, it looks like Gauthier and Salisbury
More
not
time.
on the same page. I mean, there's a reason Chris Knoll threw him in this situation. He knows that he's able to execute in these type of situations. He's kind of a veteran in the USPBL at this point, approaching the end of his second season, and you want to get the lefty-on-lefty matchup and make sure that you can maintain the 2-0 lead. Looks like they're setting up inside. Brings it inside, right where he wanted it, but Wagon shoots. The home plate umpire does not give him the call.
I like it.
Barbie 0 for 2 on the night. He's got the 8th most RBIs in the league with 20 RBI opportunity with the man on second here. 1-1. That one finds the zone. Maybe a makeup call, but a good breaking ball from Collette. Finds the outside corner. So it looks like Wagon Shoot's calling more outside pitches for strikes than inside. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Just missed a little bit high. Seems like Adam Gauthier wanted it low and outside.
With one swing here, could technically get it all tied up if he hits one for the fences out there.
Definitely could. He's got power. 1 home run, but also among the league leaders in doubles. He's got 7, which is tied for second. And appeal to our infield umpire, Sal Giacomontonio, says no swing.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
and also I would call a review on that if I was in the majors. It was questionable.
And one that maybe could have been called strike 3 too.
Yeah. But
just missing. It's a full count now. The pitch. Grounded just foul down the first base line. So it'll be 3-2 again on Barbie. Colette's being used in a lot of these high leverage situations now. Kind of the go-to relief pitcher on this team. 3-3 record, 25 appearances are the most of any player on the roster. As far as pitching goes, Colette also has 4 saves, which leads the team. But not a save opportunity here working in the 7th. The 3-2. Grounded foul. Barbie well out in front of it. Opponents this year against Colette hitting just .212. There has been some home runs against him, 3 to be exact, and just 1 double. It's Dan Williams on second after the leadoff single. Couple strikeouts for Price back-to-back. Colette enters the game, and Barbie is putting up a really good battle against him.
Lefty versus lefty.
That's right, lefty-on-lefty matchup. Barbie doesn't hit quite as good against lefties, but Colette definitely has to feel a little bit more comfortable facing off against a lefty, knowing he's got an edge. This one sent to the right side. It's going to fall, and Brian Kluppy is holding up Dan Williams at third. Good throw in from Olin, but Kluppy did not think that Williams would be able to score. The ball was hit pretty hard. Either way, a 2-out single makes it first and third for Westside.
Telling you, one swing of the bat. This game isn't over yet, guys.
That's
Hold
right.
on tight.
Now one swing of the bat could give Westside the lead, and this is a man that can do it right here. Kind of still trying to get back into the swing of things.
Not literally.
Exactly. Kitson, who, I don't know if you know this, Chelsea, but Kitson got injured in May, just joined us back
we talked
last
about that
week.
today.
And, yeah, you talked to him, right, before the game? What was he kind of saying about his approach before?
He said he's going to stick with what he knows.
Okay.
That's pretty much what he said.
Hey,
and
I
it's
mean,
been working. Yeah, he said
yeah.
he's so glad to be back from his injury, and he got his injury from diving. And I said, it's a great story. Taking one for the team, and he did. And
sure.
He was a few weeks ago, came back and got his first home run in his debut back. So,
Yeah, I was actually on the call for that game.
Really?
It was,
that's a fun one.
Yeah, his comeback game, hits a home run over the left field wall, his second of the season. He had 7 home runs last year, so
really?
we know he's got some power.
It's in him.
Swings through the 0-1 this time.
He also told me he had very long hair, longer than...
He did. I mean, you see the picture up on the
It
scoreboard.
was longer. He said it was almost as long as mine. And mine's like about almost down my back.
Yeah, and he got the haircut. And the first time I saw him, after coming off the injury, I was doing the media desk out in front of the stadium before the game that day, and I didn't even recognize him. Scott was the one who interviewed him. Scott McDonald, of course, our Vice President of Marketing and Public Relations, interviewed him at the media desk before that much-anticipated comeback game for him, which he got the home run in, but trying to deliver here. 0-2 count, runner takes off. Throw down from Gauthier to Wiley is definitely in time.
Nice.
Caught stealing is Jake Barbie, and that ends
tough.
the inning. That's definitely tough there. The bat taken out of the hands of Kitson. The Mammoths cannot strike. We head to the 8th. 4, 5, and 6. Gauthier, Hrenek, and Ward coming up.
Here we go.
When we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. First pitch swinging, Adam Gauthier in the top of the 8th inning. Fouls it off. Welcome back, of course, into the broadcast booth. Leo Ortel alongside Chelsea Estes. Special guest joining me up here in the booth today. Good game going, 2-0. We've seen some dominant pitching. And speaking of pitching, if you weren't tuned in earlier, the first player that played in the USPBL to make it up to an MLB team happened today. Randy Dominik, moving up from the Rochester Red Wings, the AAA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, officially called up to the big-time spot with the Minnesota Twins roster today. So really some exciting stuff at the ballpark. Yep.
That's what we all want.
This one sent into center field. Gauthier will have another single here, make him 2 for 3 with a walk. He's reached 3 times. Good way for Birmingham Bloomfield to start off the inning, but yes, just a really exciting night at the ballpark with Randy Dominik moving up to the Twins, one of the best teams in the MLB this year, and he's obviously had a ton of success at the minor league level, a 2.02 ERA this year through advanced A-ball and double A-ball and triple A-ball. And we were kind of talking before the game about Dominik before we even found out, and we were just amazed at how quickly he was able to move up from A-ball, and now look at it. I mean, he's at the major league level.
I was going to say, that kind of almost is a good role model for these guys to say, hey, you can start in rookie ball, and you can get to the show.
Exactly.
You know? It's incredible. That's amazing news for him.
Grounded to third. Polston can't make the play, so Dobson fields it on the backhand, throws to Cortez, and they don't get him, says Sal Giacomontonio, the infield umpire, and Chris Newell is not going to be happy with this one. But, yeah, you're definitely right about that, Chelsea. I mean, Dominik's a guy that, you know, other players in this league can strive to obviously make it to that next level, and this just proves that, you know, you can still make it to the next level. Dominik went undrafted out of college and, you know, tried to make it up in the ranks through independent ball into affiliated ball, finally did so, got his break, and worked hard, and the hard work clearly paying off for Randy Dominik. A really great story.
I was gonna say Cinderella story.
It really is.
What a great time. Like you said, Twins are first place in the
AL Central.
AL Central.
Yep.
It's great. He's there. This will be a fun time.
It really is.
Working for the Tigers for 5 years. I was there when they went to the playoffs and everything.
Yeah.
And that is that is an experience fans, workers, players
Sure.
strive to witness and be a part
Everyone's
of. So
everyone's in, and
we're all rooting for him back down here, and hopefully he gets to witness that. But he gets to do the big dance tonight. That's great.
We could see him pitch in the playoffs. Who knows?
That'd
But
be fantastic.
it'll be a much anticipated major league debut for Dominik. I'm sure everyone in the league will be trying to tune in to whatever team he faces off against. But we just saw a mound visit from Brian Kluppe, Westside Woolly Mammoths manager, also a very good pitching coach too. Kind of a dangerous situation. Kluppe wants to keep his team in the game, just trying to tell the guys to settle down here. It's first and second with no outs. TJ Ward trying to bunt to advance the runners over. Justin Wiley is waiting on deck, and it looks like they're going to try to lay down the bunt. Dobson charging towards the left side of the field, anticipating that there could be a play at third. Westside could try to throw to third to get the lead runner on the bunt, and then it could result in an unsuccessful sacrifice for Ward and the Beavers, but we'll see what happens. Williams is playing in at first.
Solid
ground
bunt.
ball to the pitcher, Daniel Williams. He's going to throw to first with Sonny Cortez covering and makes the play. He maybe could have gone to third on that, but I guess you take the easy out. You're already down by 2 anyway, but the sacrifice does pay off for Ward and the Beavers. Second and third now, and here comes Justin Wiley.
He slipped a little bit as he was trying to throw.
He did.
Deciding, where do I want to go?
I guess if he didn't slip, maybe he could have thrown to third.
Yeah,
maybe he could have thrown to second. But, yeah, he lost his footing. But it was good that he was able to make the one play.
One is better than none, right?
Absolutely. Especially
if you were a Beaver, you don't want any.
especially late in this game. And here's Justin Wiley. A tough night for him. 0 for 3. 3 strikeouts for him.
Ooh, that's not normal for him.
No, it definitely isn't. Wiley is only hitting .203, but comes in with a very good on-base percentage. He's walked in every game. The runner taking off for home. Wiley drops it down, and this is a perfect bunt down the third base line.
Oh, wow,
and there you go. Wiley gets on for the first time, makes it a 3-0 game. The suicide squeeze bunt pays off. Is also Adam Gauthier moves up to third. How about that?
That was aggressive on Newell's part.
Absolutely, and it pays off.
He is so in tune and so you can tell his passion and his tactics and strategies with these guys is it's something you want. It's like motivating to watch him be so into this game with these guys, and you feed off of his energy. And
definitely,
he's intense, they're intense. That's great.
It's contagious in a good way.
Absolutely.
I mean, you get the vibe just talking to Chris Newell that he's got so much passion. He cares so much, not just only trying to win, but trying to move guys on to the next level. He's done both.
Yeah.
And he knows how to be an in-game manager, third base coach too. He definitely knows how to manage a game. That's clear from the last 2 seasons winning the championship. It's clear from this season coming in with an 18-16 record. Maybe not where they want to be in the standings in third place, but they could move ahead of Westside with a win tonight in the Western Division.
Right, and even when I was talking to him down on the field during mid-6, his whole demeanor is so different from when I talked to him pregame, where he's a little more relaxed and a little more carefree, easy breezy, and now and on the field it's game time, straight answer, so focused.
That's how you got to be.
Absolutely, it's a different person out there, but it's different in a good way. It's what these guys need and want. It's perfect.
I mean, he's always got to be on his game. The players always got to be on their game. But for the players to really be on their game, the manager has to be focused. The runner takes off, grounded to first. Another aggressive approach. Dan Williams throws to home, and they're going to get Jack Haranek, and that is going to retire the side. There was only one out up on the scoreboard, but that is, in fact, out number 3. Birmingham Bloomfield scores on the aggressive approach from Chris Newell. The suicide squeeze for Justin Wiley pays off. 3-0 ball game. We'll see what Westside is able to do. It's going to be Kitson, Cortez, Dobson, 9-1-2 when we return on the USPBL YouTube channel. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Dylan Collette comes out here as he did in the 7th to retire Jake Barbie. It was a single into right, but then Barbie was caught stealing that ended that frame when Kitson was up for the 3rd time. So he stands in for the 4th time. He's only had 2 at-bats, and he lays off the first pitch in the strike zone. Westside needs to get something going offensively. They've got just 4 hits over the first 7 innings, but they went with the aggressive approach last inning. The caught stealing, it was 1st and 3rd. The caught stealing ends the inning, and the bat taken out of the hands of Kitson, this time leading off, but a lot of guys left on base. As I go through it, 5 left on base for Westside, and they haven't really had many base runners.
No.
Big swing and a miss from Kitson, trying to do something, but comes up empty. It's now 1-2.
It's been quite the pitcher's game.
It really has, yeah. Not really a pitcher's duel in a sense of the starters who only went 5, but only 2 earned runs for Thomas Muratori, over 5. Salisbury, no earned runs over 5. It's been good pitching back and forth. Grounded to Maselli on the run. He makes the play. That's a tough play.
That was close.
And Maselli makes it look easily. Close at first, but they get the out.
It's uncharacteristic for the Mammoths to not score any runs.
It really is. They only had the one last game like we've been talking about against Utica with 5 hits, but with the way that this offense has performed the past couple of months, you'd think they at least have a couple runs by now, but it's been really solid Birmingham Bloomfield pitching.
I mean, it's the Beavers' night tonight.
Sure is.
That's the thing about baseball. It's a roller coaster of ups and downs, and you don't want to get in a down period, especially at this time of the season. It's so crucial that really every game counts.
And the past 2 games for Westside, only 5 runs combined. They did win on August the 2nd. Cortez sends one into right. So that's going to fall for a base hit. They did win against Eastside on August the 2nd, but only had 4 runs in that game. And even 4 runs for this Westside team is a little bit uncharacteristic. So the past couple of games for Westside have definitely been tough on the offensive end. But you do have to give a lot of credit for the way that their pitchers have done the job. Muratori, 5 innings pitched, the 2 earned runs. Daniel Williams has come in since then and only given up 1 over 3. They've kept their team in the game, and the offense trying to strike for the first time. We actually just got a note from Rich Borland doing the PA announcing tonight. Usually on the call with me as the play-by-play broadcaster. But back to the action here before I can finish that thought. Into the infield, and this play is not going to be able to be made. Eventually, TJ Ward throws to second. I'm not sure if nobody called for it or not. There was 4 fielders. TJ Ward at third, Salisbury, not Salisbury the pitcher, but Collette the pitcher, Gauthier and Haffey all ranged in for the ball, and none of them made the catch, but eventually they get the out. But kind of back to what I was going to say, it was back on May 17th against the Unicorns. Westside was shut out 5-0, and that's the only time that they've been shut out all year.
Huh.
So that just shows you that their offense has really been consistent throughout the season, only 1 time being shut out, but clearly over the last 2 games and now into this one, the offense isn't doing what it usually does.
No, it's an off night, and TJ Ward did yell. He did yell. He was the one who yelled, but he had very fast reflexes to get the out at second, but that must be hard. You're all going in for it. You're all yelling, but then someone has to be the dominant.
That's right.
And then you got to put the trust in the person, and unfortunately that was not how TJ probably would have wanted it to happen.
Yeah, nobody really took charge. Luckily, it didn't end up mattering for Birmingham Bloomfield. 2 outs, the 2-0, Sky to the left side, and man, oh man, Doug Trimble dove. But it's Anthony Maselli ranging back to make the play. Kind of a miscommunication between 2 new teammates. But either way, Westside cannot strike again. They leave 1 on. We head to the top of the 9th. 3-0. Right. Birmingham Bloomfield still out in front. The 9th inning could bring who knows what. We'll see what happens when we come back. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us here as we head to the top of the ninth. It's a new pitcher in for Westside, firing in a first pitch strike. That's Brady Batten, the right-hander out of Bryan, Texas. He attended Houston Baptist University, also where Jake Polshin attended. Quickly 0-2 against Campana, but a great USPBL debut on the mound for Daniel Williams, not to be mixed up with the first baseman of Westside, Dan Williams. Daniel Williams goes 3 innings, giving up just 4 hits, 1 earned run, not walking any batters and striking out 2. Campana takes strike 3, so Brady Batten will get his first strikeout in this outing. And we'll dive into the season numbers for Brady Batten. He's only made 1 appearance. He struck out 1 batter in that inning of work, giving up no hits, no earned runs, not walking any, as he earned the save. So a good USPBL debut for Batten. He's trying to keep his team in the game, trying to keep it a 3-0 game. Obviously not a save situation with Westside down, but he's looking strong to start it off, getting the strikeout, and now starting Oland off with the first pitch strike. This one in the dirt as Jake Barbie asks for a new ball from the home plate umpire. Alec Oland is 1 for 4 on the night, a couple of reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, but singled all the way back in the 1st to lead off the game and ended up scoring the first run of the game, which is actually the winning run when Ross Haffey singled. The 1-1, grounded up the middle, that's into center field for a base hit. Solid piece of contact there, second hit for Alec Oland. Beavers trying to add some insurance here in the 9th. 10th hit on the night for Birmingham Bloomfield, another good offensive performance overall for this team, which is no surprise. Only 3 runs, but they've scored when they've needed to, and that's what's mattered. Great outing, of course, for the starter Salisbury. Price comes in, does the job. Collette's come in. He's done the job so far. It'll be interesting to see if he comes out for the 9th to try to get the save. But Maselli would like to help his team add a few more. Lays off the breaking ball inside. Good block by Barbie to keep it in front of him. Maselli 0 for 3. Has reached on a walk and a fielder's choice. The 1-0. Fouls it off to make it 1-1. Oland standing on first is 3 for 5 on stolen base attempts. Chris Knoll has been aggressive in these later innings, but it would be surprising to see him go in this situation. That pitch misses high, 81, maybe a changeup from Brady Batten. The native out of Bryan, Texas, like I just mentioned, also attended Houston Baptist University along with Jake Polshin, his teammate on Westside. The 2-1 finds the strike zone. It's now 2-2. It's a good fastball right on the outside corner. Campana goes down swinging. First batter that Batten faced. Oland with the single up the middle. See what happens with Maselli. Lays off the 2-2. 3-2 count. The second 3-ball count that he's been in this game. Maselli walked on a 3-1 count in the 3rd. See if he can walk again. Won't be looking for the walk. He'll look to at least put something in play. You don't want to take a pitch on the 3-2. Puts it in play, grounds it to first. Williams has trouble with it at first, but has enough time to recover and steps on first himself. 2 down. Oland moves up to second, and here comes Ross Haffey, who drove in the winning run of this game all the way back in the 1st. Drove in Alec Oland with the double. Since then, Haffey with a couple of strikeouts and a flyout into center. So he's 1 for 4 with the RBI. Seven home runs on the year for Haffey. Tied for second in the league, along with Jimmy Latona. Takes strike 1 in this at-bat. And then also tied with 7 is Luke Johnson of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. outfielder and catcher for them. Here comes the 0-1. Misses below the knees. Fastball again. It's the off-speed stuff giving Haffey fits when he struck out in the 3rd and 5th. Struck out on some really good breaking balls from Muratori, who finished with 5 strikeouts in his 5 innings of just 2-run ball. But he is in line for the loss, unfortunately for him. Batten and Barbie trying to get on the same page. I believe it was Jackson Smith in for Batten's debut on the mound last week, so still trying to work together with a new catcher. Barbie perhaps seeing him for the first time if they hadn't worked in bullpen sessions in practice. Haffey also 3rd in RBIs. He's got 26, now 27, and looks like he's going to get another one here. This one over the head of Sonny Cortez, and being waved home is Oland. The throw to home plate is not in time. Haffey delivers again. The 2-out single puts Birmingham Bloomfield ahead even more as they take the 4-0 lead. So 2-hit performance for Haffey, 2 RBIs of the 4 for Birmingham Bloomfield tonight. Swinging the bat well. Gauthier's been swinging it well too. He's only been retired once. 2 singles for him, an RBI in the 3rd was the 2nd run of this game. He also walked in the 5th on a 3-2 count. Started off with a strike. Haffey on first. Batten trying to get out of this inning so his team can try to do some damage in the bottom of the 9th. Barbie keeps it in front of him. It does go off to the side, but Haffey does not advance. Does not even think about it. Just trying to stay on first. Let Gauthier make some noise with his bat, as we know he can. You don't want to make a base running blunder this late in the game and take the bat out of the hands of your cleanup hitter. 2-1 to Gauthier, takes outside. Gauthier, all-star last year, all-star this year. He's picked up the numbers quite a bit. He only hit .259 last year, and this year hitting well above 300, coming in .314, 4th in average, and the average just continues to rise for Gauthier. He's been so consistent. Native, of course, out of Naples, Florida. Went to Dartmouth College. And the power numbers up for Gauthier. He only hit 2 home runs last year. He's already got 5 this year. 2-2 count with 2 down. Haffey on first. Batten from the stretch. Deals. Gauthier fouls it off. Another great night for baseball at Jimmy John's Field. A lot of fans appreciating the gluten-free and peanut-free night at the park. Able to be in attendance. If you got some allergies, enjoy some good food without the risk of exposing yourself to peanuts or gluten. If you've got the intolerance of that. Also 2-for-1 Wednesdays. As we look later into the week, Firefighter Appreciation Night tomorrow presented by Belfour. But in the meantime, Gauthier takes strike 3 on the 2-2 count. Second strikeout of the inning for Batten, but Haffey drives in Alec Oland with a single into right. It's a 4-0 ball game. We'll see if Birmingham Bloomfield can close down this one when we come back on the USPBL YouTube channel. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning on the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel on the call. Dylan Collette will be replaced in this game by a newcomer, Patrick Baker Jr. Collette goes 1 1/3, giving up just 2 hits, no earned runs, didn't walk any or strike out any. But here is Patrick Baker Jr., the native out of Fairfax, Virginia, deals in the first pitch strike. Baker stands at 6'3", weighing 215 pounds, and was drafted in the 29th round of the 2014 MLB Player Draft by the Baltimore Orioles. He spent 2014 through 2017 in affiliated baseball, so he's already been at that next level, and the fastball clearly a part of that, as the 94-mile-an-hour offering does miss, but clearly the velocity there among 3 teams through rookie ball all the way up to full A, a 3.71 ERA, over 89 2/3. He had 95 strikeouts to 47 walks, so he did have some success in affiliated baseball, but ended up getting released in 2018. Looks like he did deal with a lot of injuries on and off the disabled list, with some forearm injuries, but trying to make a name again in the USPBL, a guy that could make it up to the next level. 1-2 count against Polshin. Fastball way outside, but you can tell compared to the pitchers that have thrown this evening, the man on the mound, Patrick Baker Jr., has a little extra in the tank, you could say. It's not a safe situation here with the 4-0 lead, but trying to close it down against this Westside lineup that has gone cold once again. Only 5 hits through the first 8 innings. The 2-2 to Polshin. Grounded to the left side. It's going to be TJ Ward fielding, throwing a little bit high, but Haffey with the height, able to catch it and stay on first to record out number 1. It's a good start to the USPBL debut for Patrick Baker Jr. Here comes Dan Williams for Westside. First pitch cut on, gets a piece of it, but into the glove of Adam Gauthier. Williams on the night. A hit by pitch, a single, and then a sac bunt. So 1 for 1 technically for him. Baker works from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Good slider inside, taking something off it. It's got good late break on it. He's got a nice delivery too, kind of an electric delivery. Kind of puts everything into it and seems to be a little bit deceptive too. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Dan Williams fooled on the breaking ball again. Back-to-back sliders. And it takes just 3 pitches for Baker to record Williams and Westside. Down to their last out. It's going to be Ethan Whisker to try to keep his team in this game, try to reach base and start a 2-out rally. So first USPBL strikeout for Patrick Baker. He's looking really strong. Could be a big part of the back end of this bullpen for Birmingham Bloomfield. Could be their new closer. As of course, it was Matt Dallas who initially signed by the San Francisco Giants organization. Unfortunately for him, did not pass the physical and is now playing in a different independent league. But a big loss at the back end of their bullpen. Matt Dallas moving on. This could be the man that could replace him. He's got the velocity like Dallas does. Whisker lays off the first 2 he sees, both missing the zone. A tough night for Whisker, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Also coming off an 0 for 3 effort against the Unicorns on Saturday, so 0 for his last 6, the 2-0. This one finds the zone, 90, taking a little bit off it maybe, or maybe some two-seam action on it. But either way, right on the outside corner where you want it. Co-MVP last year, trying to keep the night alive for Westside. The 2-1. Misses below the knees. Good at bat here for Whisker. Hasn't had to do much and worked his way now into the good hitters count at 3-1. Patrick Baker set. Whisker waiting for it. The offering here. Fouled into the netting. And just like that, Westside down to their final strike. Full count to Ethan Whisker. Looking for that first hit. Birmingham Bloomfield trying to close it down for what would be their 19th victory. Here comes the offering. 3-2 coming up. Long pause. Now he deals. Popped out. Looks like it's going to be out of play. Turning into a souvenir for a lucky fan. Hasn't been a ton of foul balls in this game, but hats off to the pitching overall on both ends, especially the starters. Muratori, 5 innings, 2 earned runs. Salisbury, 5 innings, no earned runs. The starters did their jobs. Few relievers for Westside. Struggled a little bit, giving up just a couple runs in the 8th and 9th. But Birmingham Bloomfield has been perfect on the mound. The 3-2. Breaking ball, sent softly over to the left side. And it's going to be Anthony Maselli ranging out to catch that one. And that will end this ball game. Birmingham Bloomfield wins it by a final of 4-0. They move to 19-16. The Mammoths fall to 21-18 on peanut and gluten-free night, as well as a 2-for-1 Wednesday at Jimmy John's Field. Definitely a good game overall. Birmingham Bloomfield didn't have a ton of offense, but ended up with 10 hits, the 4 runs, 2 of them coming in the 8th and the 9th. They were just able to score when they needed to. Ross Haffey tallying 2 RBIs in his 2-hit game, finishing 2 for 5. Also Gauthier, a good night for him. 2 for 3 with the walk and the RBI. And Justin Wiley, although 3 strikeouts, got the job done in the 8th with his suicide squeeze bunt that ended up turning into a single and driving in the 3rd run of this game. But on the other end of it, the Westside Woolly Mammoths offense could not get it going. They finished with just 5 hits overall, going down 1-2-3 in the 9th. They just could not string together much. It was a single for Will Johnson, a single for Ryan Dobson, 1 for Dan Williams, and 1 for Jake Barbie, but no extra base hits for Westside. Only 5 on the night overall, and not much you can do with a night like that. But Birmingham Bloomfield, the pitching just absolutely dominant. Salisbury should be the MVP of this game. We'll find out exactly who it will be, as Chelsea Estes, who joined me as a color commentator tonight, also the in-game host, doing some double duty. But great to have her on. She'll be interviewing the player of the game shortly. But also, great outings for Jared Price, Dylan Collette, Patrick Baker Jr. in his debut. All scoreless for them. 1 2/3 scoreless for Jared Price. 1 1/3 scoreless for Collette. A perfect 1-2-3 frame for Patrick Baker to close it down. And officially, Jerry Salisbury will be the USPBL player of the game. 5 innings, only 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts in his first start since June the 22nd. Chris Newell has to be happy that Salisbury's back, and the rest of the league better watch out for Salisbury. He picks up his 3rd victory, and unfortunately for Thomas Muratori, he picks up his 3rd loss. Both pitchers now 3-3, but Muratori with a pretty good start. Not a quality start, but 5 innings, only 2 earned runs, keeping the ERA under 3 for the game. Will get the loss. Jerry Salisbury, player of the game, as Birmingham Bloomfield takes this one by a final of 4-0. And just before the last inning ended, I was getting into their games the rest of the week. It's going to be Firefighter Appreciation Night presented by Belfour, as well as the Office Night on another Thirsty Thursday at the park. Tomorrow, it'll be Eastside and Birmingham Bloomfield. Join me back on the call with pregame at 6:50 p.m. And then on Friday, I should say, Catholic Night presented by Alliance Catholic Credit Union. And, of course, a Friday fireworks spectacular with Westside taking on Eastside. And then on Saturday, Westside against Unicorns. 7:05 p.m. start for those night games. World-famous superstars in attendance. And the Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers family campout. So bring the family out and camp out on the field after the game. And then on Sunday, our day game at 1:05, Birmingham Bloomfield against Utica. The Ice Princesses presented by Fairy Tale Entertainment in attendance. And then the free Dippin' Dots promotion as well. A lot of cool promotions coming up for the rest of this week. But the final and the first game of the week at Jimmy John's Field, 4-0. Birmingham Bloomfield moves to 19-16. Westside once again falling to 21-18. Thanks for joining me on the call. It's been Leo Ortel, and for my broadcast partner tonight, Chelsea Estes, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great night.